Would you ever vacation on an island once nicknamed Pedophile Island? Because that's exactly what's happening right now. Jeffrey Epstein's infamous private island, once the center of one of the darkest scandals in modern history, is being transformed into a luxury resort for the ultra-wealthy. A place where survivors say they were trafficked and abused, now rebuilt into a so-called healing destination with oceanfront suites, infinity pools, and a view you can't unsee. The question on everyone's mind: who in their right mind would want to stay there? From secret temples and hidden tunnels to billionaires rewriting the past, this is the disturbing story of how one of the world's most horrifying crime scenes is being rebranded as a tropical escape. And what's happening behind closed doors now might be even more unsettling than what happened before. Long before it made headlines around the world, Little St. James looked like paradise. A tiny slice of the US Virgin Islands, tucked away in the Caribbean, complete with white sand beaches, turquoise water, and a sprawling 70-acre estate. But in 1998, everything changed when financier Jeffrey Epstein quietly bought the island for just under $8 million. To outsiders, it was just another billionaire's retreat. But to those who later spoke out, it became something else entirely: a private prison. Over the years, Epstein transformed the island into a fortress of secrecy. Surveillance cameras were hidden in palm trees. A bizarre blue and white temple with a golden dome appeared near the edge of the property. There was a Japanese bathhouse, a movie theater, a gym, a tiki hut, 4 guest villas, and the main compound where the most disturbing stories would unfold. According to federal prosecutors, Epstein used Little St. James as the epicenter of a global trafficking ring, flying in underage girls, some as young as 11, and using the island to exploit them far from public view. Victims described being lured under false promises, then isolated and abused by Epstein and a rotating list of high-profile men. Flight logs, photos, and testimony later link some of the world's most powerful people to the island: politicians, royalty, celebrities, billionaires. Many denied wrongdoing, but the damage was already done. Little St. James had become more than just a private getaway. It was a symbol of corruption, cover-ups, and the horrifying power of wealth without accountability. And when Epstein died under highly suspicious circumstances in 2019, many assumed the island would be locked down forever, sealed as a crime scene, and left to decay. But that wasn't what happened. In 2022, Epstein's estate quietly put both of his islands up for sale. Not just Little St. James, but also its neighbor, Great St. James, a largely undeveloped island Epstein had purchased in 2016 for $17.5 million. Together, the properties represented nearly 160 acres of untouched tropical land, and a deeply tainted legacy. That's when billionaire investor Stephen Dekoff stepped in. Dekoff, founder of Black Diamond Capital Management, bought both islands for a combined $60 million. A bold move, considering their reputation. Almost immediately, he announced plans to develop a luxury resort on the site of Epstein's former hideaway. He called it a world-class destination. Others called it tone-deaf. Memes exploded online. Headlines ranged from confused to furious. But Dekoff didn't flinch. Construction began, and heavy equipment was shipped in. Whatever Epstein had left behind, it was being demolished, renovated, or erased. But the story was only getting stranger. Dekoff promised to turn the island into a place of healing and renewal. That's a hard sell when you're building over one of the most notorious crime scenes in the world. New drone footage shows the transformation already underway. One of Epstein's original pools is being refurbished, now framed by hotel walls and palm trees. A 25-room boutique hotel is being constructed, likely catering to the elite. The helipad remains, as do the boat docks and private beaches. The goal? To repackage the horror of the past into a $1,000 a night island experience. Online, reactions were mixed. Some users called the project sick and disrespectful. Others joked that it would become a conspiracy theory Airbnb. But a few said what others were thinking. If you scrub the place clean enough, people will forget. But can you ever truly erase what happened there? Despite renovations, many of the island's most bizarre structures still stand. The strange temple, once rumored to hide underground tunnels or ritual chambers, is still visible from aerial footage. Its golden dome shines in the sun, but no one knows what's inside. Then there's the Japanese bathhouse, the movie theater, the villas where some victims say they were held. Questions linger about what evidence may still be buried, and what was quietly removed before the sale. Authorities had conducted raids on the island in 2019, but skeptics say not everything was investigated. Some claim the island was cleaned up far too quickly after Epstein's death. Others believe not all tunnels or surveillance systems were dismantled. And now that construction is happening, it's likely that anything remaining will be paved over, literally. To this day, no one knows exactly who visited the island and why. What we do know comes from fragments, flight logs, pilot testimony, and the words of survivors. Former US presidents, royalty, tech giants, actors, fashion moguls, names have been tossed around for years. Some confirmed, others heavily denied. Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's jet multiple times. Prince Andrew was famously sued by one of Epstein's accusers. And Donald Trump? He recently said he was invited to the island but never went. Still, people are skeptical. The secrecy surrounding Epstein's guest list is one reason why public trust in the case and its outcome remains shattered. It's not just the crimes that haunted the island, it was the silence. And now, silence is exactly what's returning. This time under the sound of construction drills and hotel reservations. Some places are too painful to rebuild, but others become dark tourism attractions, where people visit not for luxury, but for history. Chernobyl, Alcatraz, Auschwitz. But this isn't a museum, this is a luxury resort. With cocktails, ocean views, poolside service. Critics say it's an insult to the victims, repackaging trauma as tourism. Survivors have expressed outrage, calling the development profit over pain. Supporters argue that real estate is just real estate, that the world moves on, that new memories can be made in old places. But Epstein Island isn't just old property. It's a crime scene, one that many feel never got full justice. And now, it's getting an Instagram page. Even with Epstein gone, the rumors haven't stopped. Some believe he was silenced, not suicided. Others claim crucial security footage was destroyed, or that Epstein's blackmail operation went deeper than anyone realized. Little St. James plays a central role in those theories. It was the one place where Epstein had total control, out of reach of press, law enforcement, or public scrutiny. People still search for drone footage, construction updates, and clues from satellite maps. FOIA requests are ongoing. Reddit threads never die. And as the island changes shape, many are wondering, is this a cover-up disguised as a vacation resort? While the billionaires build, the victims continue to heal, or try to. Some receive settlement money tied to the sale of the island, but no amount of cash can undo what happened there. Many feel the island should have been preserved as evidence, or turned into a memorial. Instead, it's becoming a playground for the rich, again. What message does that send? That money washes everything away? That trauma can be bulldozed and rebuilt with marble floors? The survivors deserve more than silence. They deserve remembrance. But now, Little St. James is becoming something else entirely, and the world is watching. From trafficking hub to tropical paradise, Epstein's Island has gone through one of the strangest rebrands in history. Once known for pain, secrets, and silence, now marketed as peace, serenity, and sunshine. But no matter how many palms you plant or pools you pour, some memories never leave. Some ghosts don't disappear. And some places, you just don't vacation. So the question remains, would you stay there?